In the heart of Chicago's higher education community, Columbia College Chicago President Kwang-Woo Kim recently announced his resignation. After his decade-long position, Kim will leave July 1st, with Chief Financial Officer Jerry Terrer serving as the interim president. Some feel that Kim's departure is needed.
So I think this removal is a necessary, or that he stepped down is a necessary step. But this alone isn't going to change the what we would call a destructive course that Columbia may be on without the policies and the culture that the Kim administration, um, you know, has created. It needs to be dismantled.
The change in leadership follows an historic 49-day strike by nearly 600 part-time faculty, the longest adjunct faculty strike in U.S. history. The strike began in late October of last year and ended in December after an agreement was reached. It restored some classes that were previously cut, provided health care benefits, and guaranteed teaching positions for some adjunct faculty members.
None of us who were on strike wanted to be on strike, and the people that we interact with didn't want us to be on strike. So we're all kind of, I think, appreciating each other even more because of what we went through together, even though we may have been on different ends of that situation.
The strike was a direct response to the cuts proposed by college administrators, including the elimination of more than 300 classes. This decision was made to address the college's $20 million deficit. Columbia officials say the deficit came after the pandemic and was due in part to lower enrollment. And they say that before they cut classes, they had previously made some $40 million in budget reductions, including eliminating 124 positions, most of them administrative. But some faculty and students argued that the classes that were dropped were in demand and would negatively impact the quality of education by increasing class sizes. They also claim the administration hasn't been transparent about how they're addressing the deficit. They asked the administration to seek other budget cuts, pointing towards Kim's $1.1 million salary. They say the dispute was hard on everyone involved.
And unfortunately, that period of time was harmful to the students in the classroom, and they brought in replacement teachers. And I don't know all the details of that, but I do know that some faculty members that I work with were stretched really, really thin trying to cover 1 million classes.
The strike impacted over 1,000 fall classes, leaving the Columbia community concerned over the college's direction and priorities. President Kim faced significant criticism for his handling of the strike, which disrupted the fall semester and left uncertainty over the college's future. Back in November, dozens of students and part-time faculty walked about 3 miles to the president's residence, protesting the cost-cutting measures the college was making to address the budget deficit.
And I think going forward, we need a president who's going to harness the kind of powers not through bullying or fear or divides, but and not through an unwillingness to work with unions, especially in Chicago, but through principles that'll make Columbia that, national treasure that faculty and staff know it and students know it is.
President Kim has not provided a reason for his resignation. Meanwhile, this transition in leadership at Columbia College Chicago marks a critical transition for the college as it moves on from the recent turmoil. For Good Day DePaul, I'm Michaela Wilson.